Hello and welcome to Impact Africa, our online talk show where we get to have conversations with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives positively. Yes, this is me, Kemi Akeode Adebayo, aka Mama K. In today's program, we're celebrating two dynamic, amazing, resilient local councillors in Cape Town. So I was fortunate enough to hear the stories of how they have, through adversity, triumph. They have, through various ways where nobody believed in them, managed to do so much, within their community and become a politician, a local councillor. So I had the blessing to have a chat and listen to the story of Councillor Francesca Walker. She's the local councillor for Ward 26 for the city of Cape Town, Paro, and all the areas that surrounds it. She has been a great blessing, to our area and our community. She has walked up, within, the job, been through so much. And even, last year had lost our husband as well, sadly, to COVID, which somehow we've all had, experience of somebody we know who was lost or have had COVID. I myself, I can testify to having COVID, but thankfully it wasn't anything. But we know Councillor Francesca is a survivor. She will continue to triumph. And yes, this other lady, yes, another sister. I've got many sisters from another mother and many brothers from another mother. So yes, Councillor Masiu Dineo, she is the local councillor for Delft, Ward 20, and she is just so energetic. She has so much in her. She believes in serving and serving and serving her people. She lives in the Delft area and she does so much for our area. She managed, to get into politics. You need to hear the story properly for you to even know how she got into politics. And she has been doing such an amazing work in Delft, celebrating women, celebrating those who don't have, being with young people, learners, business people, just raising the profile of Delft, which is an area in Cape Town. Enjoy. So, how did you get into politics? I think that's my question. When and how? And how do we encourage more young people as well, especially women, girls, to go into politics as well? Because we need the politician. So
I started with politics through the same thing that I was doing in Tembane, 1996.
Okay.
I was doing a lot of youth work, and then my brother came to me and he said, "Listen, there's this guys that are coming here to the area, they're doing youth work." And for me, I was always keen on anything that has something to do with youth, as long as we're uplift. So it's fine, just bring them over. And then I saw them and they were doing a cleanup in a space where I was staying. So I went to them and I said, "Listen, what are you guys doing?" And they said, "No, we're just cleaning up." I said, "I love what you're doing. Can I be part of what you are doing?" That was 96. And they said, "Yes, you can." Then after that, I believe that same year, we were in elections, and then I became the VD captain. I never even knew what a VD captain was, but I was sitting there. And funny, I'm going to tell you the political party now. People are going to be surprised. And while I'm being the VD captain, and after it was time for to count, and I took my cousin also with Azugisa from PE. Said, "Come also you." My brother left. He just introduced me to politics, and then he left.
And he left.
Yes. So I got there, and then I did everything. And when we counted, we only had 4 votes that year. 4 votes. The party, it was DP.
Okay.
I've never been an ANC at all. I don't know what ANC is about. That is the people that I was introduced to, and that is the people that I left. And I had a friend in there that were doing lots of youth work. We used to go out even. That is what I enjoyed. On weekends after campaigning or anything that we do, we would go out, we go to parties, we would go to clubs. You know what youth used to do?
Exactly.
During the day, I would be this ambassador. Then at night, me and my friends, and we would go out after the outing. I remember this one time, we went to a park, I think it was Kells River, something like that. The park was fully closed. And those parks that, white people kind of a place, you're not allowed to go after hours. It was dark after 9. But we jumped in. We jumped in there and
part of going out with boys.
we were at a picnic.
Okay.
And funny enough, guess who was part of that gang? JP Smith.
Oh my word. Okay. So then oh my.
So we came
okay.
way back with them, and Chantal Fontaine, she's also a councillor also.
Okay.
So we were that crew. And we were, most of the time we had, whenever there's an, maybe there's a concert, DA has a something, then even when DA changed from DP to a DA, I was part of those group of people that were there. Even when Tony Leon was elected, I was there on that day. Most people, they don't know that, but I've always been behind the scenes. But at the same time, I was active, very much active, because I was the first, actually, DA leader in Khayelitsha.
Right. Okay. So you actually had political, experience as well in Khayelitsha. Interesting. So what a journey.
Yep.
What a journey.
So now what happened is, after some times I left for a while. Not to say left, I didn't become as active as I was before when I got married. And then I found my friend again.
Because you needed to focus on marriage.
Yes, I had to focus on my children and everything.
And children and everything.
But while I was working for Home Choice as a supervisor, I was Googling and I saw the name JP Smith. I'm like, no man, this is my old friend. And I called him, I said, do you remember me? My name is so-so. He quickly, immediately made an appointment with me. And he said, we want you back. Wow. I know how active you are, how you were in Khayelitsha, and how you used to get youth for us. So that is when I started the journey of being in politics. Right. And then from here in Delft, I became more active in Delft, because Delft was kind of like a little bit quiet, not as much as, because Khayelitsha is very active. It's not like Delft. So there I moved from being a Don. I started from being a Don chairperson. Right. And then this year, I became now the secretary of the branch, and then I became a secretary of the constituency as well. Okay. So that's where my journey is. Interesting. So.
Well, we will be back. What a journey. We'll be back shortly now to kind of conclude, but wow, I can go, me and you can go on. There's a lot of things I still want to ask you, but we'll be back. Wow, what a journey, political journey, and I still want to find out more, but this is not about any party, because, I know, before people start saying, oh, are you supporting just the DA as opposed to, no, this is about you and what you're doing in the community. So what support do you get from family, like your husband or your brother now, with all what you do, or even the community? What support do you get?
The people that give me most support, it's my community. I've got a friend with a name called Geraldine. Okay. She's my neighbor. Right. She's one person that's like, those person that stand behind you saying, yeah, you can do that. Yeah. She's that one person. My husband does give me support, but he's not keen on politics. He's
even though he pulled you into it.
My husband.
Oh, your husband. Sorry, your brother.
He's very quiet.
Okay, he's very quiet. He likes to be in the background.
No, he's that person.
But he allows you to do your thing.
No, he allows me to do my thing.
And the children?
My son.
How old are your children?
My son is the one who's excited about what I'm doing.
Okay.
His personality is the same as mine.
Right. How old are your children? 15-year-old son.
15-year-old son.
Okay,
yes.
wow.
And the little girl, she calls me counselor.
Yeah, I'm sure you are a role model already. So,
counselor, counselor's child is hungry.
Wow, that's awesome. So in Delft now, what are the current needs that Delft, have?
At the moment, it's
I'm sure it's huge. Yeah.
Security. Okay. And poverty. Those are two things. But the most one, it's security. We've got high crime. It's rising every day. A person is shot every day in Delft. It's scary.
What do you think are the solutions? How do we address this?
It's the community that needs to come together, to be honest. Because people are scared. Even if the one that knows who does these things is scared to speak out, they won't say. And the police cannot do something when they don't know what to do.
And let's go back now, though, to why do people commit the crime? Why do they kill? Why are they part of a gang? Or why do you think? Is it the poverty?
Sense of belonging.
Sense of belonging.
Sense of belonging. It goes down to that thing. Most of these kids, if you notice them, that are in gang, it's those kids that left school before time.
Yeah.
Because they don't belong. Their parents are doing drugs. Their parents are drinking. Their parents have been abused.
They already is a vicious circle.
Abused by them, by the father. So a child sees that situation and wants a sense of belonging, becoming a boss, because at home he can't control it. Then he goes out. Okay. So then outside he becomes this big man. He controls.
So how
things.
do we address that grassroots problem of how do we make young people to feel that sense of belonging? Because if not, we'll keep putting them in jail or keep addressing a rehabilitation, but it continues. So what do you think at school? So back to the school.
Those, you know, everything that is happening that is wrong in life, for you to find out the problem of where you are, you need to start at the grassroots. You can't just go straight and ask why you do. You need to find out first, where did it go wrong? At the school, at home, right in the house. But mostly I feel the school can be a place where our kids can run to. We need to start having the after school programs. We need to have sports. We need to excite the young ones to stay at school.
But how can we have the after school program? How can we have the sport if the schools, because that's what I'm finding out with some of the schools I've worked with in Khayelitsha and even in Delft, they don't even have funds to do their field. They don't get the budget to, there was a school in Khayelitsha, the field is like mountain of sand, and they've got this huge space, but they're not conducive to do the sport. How do we get that balance? And meanwhile, the government, will say we don't have the budget. So how do we bring corporate people to help develop the sports field, and help with the after-school program? How? Where can we start from?
To be honest, the national government needs to play their part.
Right.
Because remember, in Cape Town, well, actually any province, we depend on the national government. People need to understand the money starts on top.
On top.
From top it goes to the provinces. So even now, as we speak, our budget has been cut in Cape Town by the national government due to the fact of the money that was eaten. We know what was happening. Let's not go there because there's another...
we don't.
But that is the issue where we are sitting with now, due to the fact that the money was eaten, but now we're sitting with the problem where the schools do not have enough funds because the money... The top people are eating it. Look at our police station, how small it is. How many people do we have in Delft? A lot. We've been asking the national government to extend that police station. We've been asking them to give us more police.
Because when it probably started, there were less people, but now the population has grown.
4 times more.
And it's still the same. 4 times
more. I think for each police officer, they have to have plus minus 3,000 people to handle or something like that. It's a big problem. So we need the national government to come down and sort that problem out. From school levels, from the community, even now.
And is the national government listening?
They're not listening, my darling.
motivates you? What motivates you? I can tell already, but I still want to ask. What motivates you? What keeps you going through all this, you know, life story and life journey that you've been through?
I think it's got more to do with where I come from. And I've had a very supporting mom that never gave up on us.
Right.
I was just about 4, 5 years old when my dad, we were 4 kids born off the marriage, and my mom was pregnant with my baby brother, and He just upped and left and never came back.
Oh, okay.
And he's alive. He lives in Durban. That's a chapter in my life that I still need to close. I regularly check up on Home Affairs if there's a death certificate. They say, no, he's still alive. So I need to travel to Durban to close that chapter.
And he's never even...
Never contacted. I'm 40,
even up till now?
Up till now, I'm 49 years old and I've never seen my dad. But I had a very courageous, strong mother.
Women.
Yeah.
Just,
a mother that never gave up. That worked 7 days a week, 5 days in a factory, the other 3 days at Pick and Pay in the town centre, Mitchell's Plain. And as a 10-year-old, I started running a household. So I don't know what it is to be a child. I've never played as a child because there was no time. I had to take care of the other siblings while my mom wasn't there. So when we wake up in the morning, she'd be gone to work. So you're the first child? Yeah. When we wake up in the morning, she'll be gone to work. When she comes at night, we would be asleep. So I've learned to look after myself from a very young age. At the age of 14, I started working at Pick and Pay weekends, casualing to get some extra money in. And you know what? My mom used to work weekends at the deli, and when you ask, you go to Pick and Pay and you buy the grilled chickens, and they ask who wants to clean the chickens, and my mom would say that she would want to clean the chicken, because you know what? There's a reason. Because the giblets inside the chicken, the person that cleans it, that person can have it. That time they used to throw it away.
I was going to say.
They used to throw it away because it's waste.
Right.
Then she would say no, she would clean the chickens because she would know that that would be food for us. And then she would carry those bags home with those giblets. And quite heavy, and when she gets home, it's my job to separate. So then you separate the liver, that is, you need to make a smoortjie for the bread, that is for the week's bread, and the neckies and the giblets, that is to make food, and I need to make packets each day for a pot of food. And we lived off that for many years. My mom worked for Pick and Pay for 30 years, and Pick and Pay's waste became our food. And if I just last night, I said to my grandson, come, Ma's taking you out. And we went for pizza at Panarotti's, and I ordered a Monsterito pizza, and I just wanted the two of us just to enjoy it. And I looked at, and sometimes when I sit and I pay for these things, and I say to myself, thank you, Lord, for your blessings. Look at where you've brought me, and look how I can enjoy the fruits of my labor right now. So I've been through tremendous, difficult times as a child, growing up, and becoming a parent, a very young parent. At 19 years old, I had my son, but still being able to care for him. I left school in standard 8, didn't complete school because I had to go and work to help my mom because things were just very extremely difficult in the home, and raised my son. And when he was about 15 years old, my son started doing drugs, and the devil was in my home for 7 years. He visited my home every day. My life changed dramatically having a son on tick. That movie that they portrayed where the mom killed the son, I can't get to the name now, Alan Pakis, that movie doesn't come close to what I've experienced as a mother. But I remained a praying mother. I remained a mom that never rejected my son. I supported him, and even days he would smash my house, my windows. One day I would lock my back door, and he would take an axe and he would axe that whole door down and tell me, lock that door again. But God again came through for me.
Wow.
And he's off the drugs, he's married, he's got 3 sons.
God, praise God.
Can you see how God...
Yeah.
And so I can...
That book?
Hey,
you need to write it.
I can take you... And I want to be... I want to tell women, never give up on yourself. Never give up on who you need to be. Your purpose, you need to redefine your purpose in life, where God wants you. And you also need to decide what is good for you and what is not good for you. Let go of those things. Let it be and move forward. Sometimes we hold on to things, but then God has greater things waiting for you. You hold on to this door. Let it open up the door. Walk through it. Whatever comes your way, embrace what is coming your way. And even though I became a politician, I just feel that the life journey has prepared me for the work right now. It really set the table for me to now be able to, because I get regularly residents whose kids are on drugs. I get, and then when I tell them my story, they say, no, but it's just, it's impossible. Look at you. Look at you. There's nothing that says on your face that you've been through this difficult time. I always say, you dress up and you show up, and your problem don't need to sit on your face. Believe in yourself. When you walk out, you say, it's a new day, it's a new blessing. I will stand tall whatever what God has in store for me. And I come forward now as a much stronger person because of what life has taken me through.
Wow. Wow. I really... Whew. Okay. I think I'm going to kind of finish with the last question, but we're going to definitely have part 2. And I hope you wouldn't mind. I know you're very busy to have us back because you have so much in you to share. And I can see different segments, you know, of all what you have to share. And yeah, that's the calling, you know, upon your life. And I like the fact that you say, not just a politician, but a calling for you, you know, within politics, and it's about being in the community. And God has given you the tools.
Yes.
You know, from the beginning, prepared you from your father, leaving home, your mother being strong, your son, early pregnancy, young person, loss of... Wow, I'm just looking, and I'm like, you know, I always tell people, when you see people always think, oh no, you know, like you said, you have a 4x4 car and you're driving and like, no, she can't understand. And you can't tell what people...
I always say, you look at me now, in my full glory now. You look at my gain, and you haven't seen my pain. See, get to know my pain, and then you will understand. And when I became councillor, because I've lost the business, I've lost my home, I was blacklisted. No bank didn't want to touch me. I couldn't even get a clothing account. I was blacklisted to the core. And when I got the job in the ministry, so for 5 years, I would surely, but making sure that I pay off my debts. But your blacklisting is still there. And when I became a councillor, I couldn't even get a vehicle. I could not, with the salary that we earned. The bank didn't even want to look at it. My husband had an old Colt bakkie. I think the bakkie was 40 years old. Old jalopy. And he would take me around with that bakkie. And then people would make fun of me and say, but you're a councillor, and look what you're driving. And I believed in myself.
And you didn't allow that to shame, you know.
Yes,
no.
your shame is not my shame.
Exactly.
No. And they would say, it looked like a bucket that you're selling snook on the road. And I would take it on the chin. Today, I'm driving a 600,000 rand 4x4 bucket. Amen.
And there you go.
5 years
No,
later.
Well done.
Can you see?
No, well done.
Because I believed in myself. I believed in my purpose. And I believe where I'm going. I might not have started off well. We cannot always, we cannot blame ourselves for where we start. Because I grew up in a shack.
You had no control of where you were born.
No.
Where,
Can I blame my mom and my dad
No.
for starting off in a shack?
No.
No.
Yeah.
And I always say, you know where you start, you have no control where you start, but you have control where you're going.
Yeah.
And where you're going, you need to put in that effort to where you're going. No matter what the obstacle is within your road. Even when I did, I left school at standard 8 and I did my matric in 2016. In 2016, I decided
at the age of
42,
there you go.
I'm going
so you
to
never
sit,
gave up.
I'm going to sit in a class, and I've got all these books, and they do the assessment where they ask me your age and your work commitment and your children and your grandchildren. I think you must only do 2 subjects because your capacity only allows you 2 subjects. I said to them, you don't define and determine my capacity.
Really?
I said to them, I will do all 8 subjects at one time.
Good on you.
And if I fail all 8, I've tried.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then I did all 8, but then I look at all the books and I said to my, hell no, what did you do now? And I would sit in class and I passed 6 subjects, I failed 2. But I was happy to fail 2.
Exactly.
And
At least you tried.
I tried.
You showed up again.
And the time when I did matric, it was the time when they amputated my mom's leg. On the first day of my exam, they amputated my mom's leg and she's laying in hospital. And I'm supposed to be there, but I'm in class. And I'm sitting in class and the tears are running and the lecturer, the person comes to me and she says to me, ma'am, what's wrong? I said, you know, while I'm sitting here writing this paper, my mom is on the operating table. And she says to me, I can go out and take a few minutes to compose myself, then I can come back. And I couldn't wait for the class to be done so that I can get to the hospital. But I believe that nobody should define you. Define yourself. Yeah. And I still need to complete those 2 subjects, which I'll definitely do. But at least I tried. Yeah. I can say I sat there.
Done.
And
kudos to you. Wow.
Nobody will define Francesca.
No.
No.
You've oh. You want to make me really shake buckets on this program. And as I have to be professional, they keep saying, but no, you know, and the tears of pride for me that I'm sitting with you and I'm hearing your story. Because I can't understand. I can't even imagine all this journey. You know, I can't. I can only picture it. So it's pride that, wow. And I feel blessed that I'm here with you and hearing those powerful stories. And knowing that my story as well is valid in whatever capacity, and being thankful. Wow, wow, wow. I have to close. So I was going to ask that closing question, but what I will do, because I don't want us to rush it, I will leave that to the part 2, whatever we chance to make. Well, you can get rid of me because now I'm going to keep coming. I'm going to keep coming, and you have to squeeze me in sometimes, somehow. Please,
I'll definitely.
No, because I've
got a lot to share.
Yeah, you have a lot. You have a lot. You have a lot, and people need to hear it. People need to hear it through platforms like this, through reading, through schools for the young girls, you know, because our young ones are coming up, and some of them don't even, you know, have any hope, or they allow where they're born to already cloud, even having a vision for the future. They think, oh no, nothing can work. I'm already, you know, living in...
I must tell you that, and it's going to take us a few sessions, but just a snippet of the time when I lived in Delft and when I was unemployed. I was a vendor on the Parel flea market for 10 years. And I would take my 2 kids. Callie was just about born, divorced, and Cesare was 6 years old. 4 o'clock in the morning I would get up and I would go and sit to get a number. And they would be sleeping in the car. So I raised them on the flea market. And there was a time when I sold snook. I definitely sold snook in Mitchell's Plain. And then as a youngster, when I was at school, to earn pocket money, I would sell those warm millies on Strandfontein Pavilion. So I've always been developing myself, never ever thinking that I cannot do anything. I would do anything and everything to survive and to elevate myself. And look today, by God's grace, I'm a politician today.
And
I'm financially okay. And when I want to spoil myself, there's no limit to spoiling myself. It's my time to look back.
I think that's what I'm even learning as well from you. You know, that you're still doing that. To say, okay, I'm there for people, I'm out there, but I look after myself, go and do the facials, go and do that, and that's something, you know, some women need to hear, even including me. Although it depends on what you enjoy. If it gives you joy, you know, then it's fine. You know, some people like to shop, some people like to go and do their nails, some people like, you know, if it gives you joy, then, you know, why not?
Last week I took a drive to Ashton, and we were on a private villa, and I had a full body massage in the open. I just
so you're living life.
I just wanted to have it.
That's it.
And I said, I'm going to do a skinny dip, and I'm doing things that is extraordinary. But I want to live.
That's it.
I'm living.
You're victorious.
I'm living my best life.
Correct.
From the dead to living.
Yeah.
And that encouragement I want to bring over to other women. Start doing it for yourself.
Right. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask you, because we need to wrap up now. So I'm going to ask you in closing to speak to the women for us, and you know, whatever tips, nuggets, or anything that you've shared or want to still share, but I want you to speak to them directly in the camera.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Okay, so in closing, to all the women out there, embrace who you are. Embrace the scars that life has inflicted on you. Embrace where life is taking you. And I want you to decide today, after listening to my message, that you're beautiful, that you're courageous, confident, walk within the purpose that God has planned for us. Walk within your destiny, and only you can decide how life should treat you. As a woman, I can say I am blessed. And blessed to bless others. So I'm blessing you today to take charge of your life. Yes, life is not easy. Life will never be easy. And I don't know what life holds for me. But from here onwards, I believe that when you find your inner strength and you decide that I am a victorious woman, I will stand up for myself, and that life will treat me the way I need to be treated. So take this message from me. I've been through hell, but I've been in the heavenlies where I can say life is good. Thank you.
This is one of the times that I'm actually speechless for somebody that talks a lot. I don't know what else to say. I really don't. Then just to say thank you.
It's only a pleasure. I think you're tapping
Thank you.
into, and I've been trying to be strong while doing the recording.
I know. I know.
And for a few minutes,
I know. I know. It's okay. We're done with the recording. And thank you. That's why I'm saying thank you.
because I haven't tapped into my childhood,
I can see that.
I've kept it at bay.
I can see that.
Because you cannot go back to it all the time. You need to release it.
Yeah.
But when I do tap into it, the emotions takes over.
Yeah.
Just to think of where I am right now.
Yeah.
I am really blessed.
You are.
Yes, I do miss my husband a lot because we had a blissful marriage.
Yeah.
And I still need to be strong.
Yeah.
I still get up every day. I dress up because he would always tell me how beautiful I am.
And you
He
are.
said to me, he's got the most sexiest woman.
Yep. I agree.
And when I get dressed in the mornings, I say, thank you for loving me. Thank you for giving me the confidence that a lot of men would look at women and think everybody needs to be a size 10. I will never be a size 10. I'm a voluptuous babe, but I'm a beautiful one.
Very. Inside and out.
And
Inside and out.
I
can see.
believe that God has a purpose and a plan for my life. And yes, I'm
And it's going to
alone
be
right
with
now.
you. It's going to be
I'm
with you.
at a point where I feel sad many a days, but I believe that I am able to impact some beautiful stuff into people's lives.
You have me right now. I don't want to completely break down, but we're going to stop the camera now. And thank you. You're beautiful, inside, outside. I know you opened yourself, you availed yourself, you allowed me to get in there. I saw that, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
Thank you.
But this is what this is about. Hopefully, it will encourage and inspire somebody. Somebody, one out there. Thank you for all you do. You're a woman of faith, and you're a woman of worth.
Thank you.
You're victorious, you're beautiful, you're courageous. All what you said to our women out there. You are the one who is demonstrating it to us now. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And yes, we're allowed to cry, we're allowed to be happy, we're allowed to smile. But what I will ask you, I've asked already, stop putting this down.
Okay.
Look for your dad. Have a closure. like you said, not because it deserves it, but because, you know, as well, you have men in your life, your children, your boys, your grandson, and so on, the brothers. Put a closure. Look for him. You look for him and tell him you've forgiven him. If you have.
Yes, no, I have.
Good. And you'll see how God will still continue to use you. That's a problem that you didn't have all the journey, and you have a mother that is as well.
Yeah, but she's also passed on.
Yeah, no, looking after you. Looking
all
after
my
you from all
angels.
the, yeah, you've
There
got more
she is.
angels. Exactly.
On my wedding day.
Right. So you have more angels up there who will keep you strong.
Yeah.
And have a few network of people as well.
Yeah.
Who will allow you to offload when the going gets tough, like Auntie Rose.
Yeah. Yes, I did. I was in
So thank you, my sister. Thank you. We're going to stop now. And I know I've ruined your makeup and everything, but we're going to stop. But before we go, I just want to say thank you to our guest, you know, for being our guest, my audience, my sister, a councillor, a strong woman, a woman of God that God loves so much. Thank you for allowing us to be in your space, to be in your home, to be with you. Thank you. Wow, we continue to celebrate all our amazing people, especially all our local councillors in whatever ward they are in the city of Cape Town, South Africa. We celebrate you. It's not about which party you belong to, but it's about the service and how you're making a difference, a positive difference in the communities you're serving. So thank you for all you do, and thank you to our two young ladies who allowed me to hear the stories firsthand, and for them as well to encourage us, you know, for more of us to go into politics, because we can't sit on the fence. We all have to do something or encourage others, you know, to do something. And we commend you, ladies, we salute you, and everybody else, women, men, DA, ANC, any other parties out there. We commend you for all you're doing in the various communities. Those who are not doing as much, you know yourself, please improve, because the people are looking up to you to make changes, positive changes. This was why you've been called into that office. So please, if you're not pulling your weight as much as you can, pull your weight. But we commend all those who are already doing more. But please, there's more still to be done. There's more still to be done. Thank you all. We celebrate you all. Till next time, this is Mama K saying, stay blessed, stay loved, and love you all. God bless.